There's one person who matters the most when you write your book. And you've got to get this right if you have any hope of writing a book that works. So have you ever felt like you're writing for everyone and no one at the same time? Like you're just throwing words onto the page, hoping they'll connect with someone, but instead your story feels flat, unfocused, and generic. You're not alone. A lot of writers struggle with this. We hear advice all the time of like, know your audience. But that usually means thinking about demographics like age groups, genres, broad categories of readers. And let's be real, that kind of thinking rarely makes your writing feel personal to the actual reader. But what if there is a better way? What if instead of writing for many readers, you focused on just one? Now, my name is Tim Grahl. I'm the CEO of StoryGrid, and we help writers build the stories that keep readers hooked. I've also written 6 books of my own. My most recent is the novel The Shithead, which has been praised by New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestselling writers. My partner Sean Coyne is the creator and founder of StoryGrid and is a 30-year publishing veteran and an editor of best-selling books. We've cracked the code on what makes a story work, and today we're going to talk about the one most important person in your writing. So this idea is deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. Instead of writing for a faceless crowd, you write for one specific person, someone with a unique problem that your story helps them understand. So let's put this into perspective. Imagine you're sitting across from someone in a coffee shop and they tell you about something they're struggling with. And in response, you don't just give them advice, you don't just tell them what to do, you tell them a story. A story that you craft specifically to help them see their situation in a new light. That person sitting across from you, that is your single audience member. And here at StoryGrid, we call that your SAM. So SAM is part of the narrative device, and the narrative device is made up of 3 components. The author, that's you, that's the role you take on when you're telling the story. The problem, the core issue your story addresses, and then SAM, your single audience member, the specific person that's receiving your story, that's reading or listening to your story. And when these 3 elements align, something magical happens. Your story stops feeling like a random collection of scenes and starts to feel focused, resonant, and deeply personal. So why does this matter? Well, because when you write for everyone, you connect with no one. But when you write for someone specific, your writing gains first, focus, so every scene, character, and plot point serves a clear purpose. Second, you get emotional resonance. Your story speaks directly to real human struggles. Third, you get authenticity. Your voice feels natural and personal because it's as if you're talking to one person. And then fourth, you get clarity. You know exactly what to include in your book and what to cut. Now, you might be thinking, but won't writing for just one person limit my audience? And what's true is, and this has always blown my mind about StoryGrid, and it's one of the first things that Sean taught me, is that actually the opposite of that happens. So here's the paradox. The more specific you make your writing, the more specific your writing becomes, the more universal its appeal. You get more universal appeal the more specific your story becomes. And I know this sounds counterintuitive, but think about it. In real life, we don't connect with generalized experiences, we connect with specific ones. We don't remember generic characters, we remember distinct individuals. We don't relate to universal problems, we relate to particular struggles that mirror our own, that are like our struggles. This is why Jane Austen's stories about a handful of families in the English country villages still captivate readers 200 years later. She wasn't trying to appeal to everyone across time and space. She wrote specific stories about specific people with specific problems, and in doing so, she touched on universal truths. And you can do the same thing. So how do you do this? How do you define your SAM, your single audience member? So to create an effective SAM, you need to think about them on 3 different levels. The first is what we call the blue level, and this is the archetypical role. This is the fundamental role your SAM occupies in life. So they might be a parent trying to connect with a child, a professional facing ethical dilemmas, a young adult discovering their identity, a retiree confronting their legacy. The blue level sets the foundation for your Sam's perspective on the world. So that's the big blue archetypical level. Let's narrow that in a little bit, and we're going to look at the red level, and this is the scope of agency. This defines how much control your Sam believes they have in their situation. So you're going to ask questions like, do they feel trapped or empowered? Do they see themselves as a victim of circumstances or in control of their life? What constraints do they perceive? What resources do they believe they have? Do they feel like they're trapped in a box or they're free to do whatever they need to do? The red level helps you understand how your Sam approaches problems and what kinds of solutions will resonate with them. And then finally, let's look at that third level, the green level, and this is concrete identity. This is where you get super specific. And this is really important about Sam, that they aren't just some vague person in your head. You know exactly who they are. You know what misunderstandings they have, what fears hold them back, what exact information they need, what past experiences shaped them. And you know, like, are they male or female? How old are they? What are their demographics? Like, you have to have a very clear person that you're telling this story to. And when these three levels all work together, your Sam goes from an abstract idea to a real person. And when your story is written for a real person, it resonates with real people. So why put all of this work into somebody that's not even going to be on the page? This is just somebody you're telling the story to. They're not actually in the story. And it's because it provides this one really important benefit. It makes it much easier to decide what belongs in your story and what doesn't. So for every scene, every character, every plot point, ask yourself, does this help my Sam understand their problem? Will this resonate with my Sam's specific situation? Does this address my Sam's misunderstanding? Is this what my Sam needs to hear right now? If the answer is no, it probably doesn't belong in your story, at least not in its current form. This makes revision so much easier. When you have a clear Sam, you can cut distractions and sharpen your focus, making your story stronger and more impactful. Now, of course, when you're trying to get this Sam working for your story, there's some pretty common mistakes that you're going to fall into, some pitfalls, and there's three of them that we've seen with most writers. The first is you keep your Sam too generic. If your Sam is too vague, right, just a middle-aged woman or someone who likes adventure stories, you'll end up with the same generic writing you were trying to avoid. So the solution is to get specific. What do they fear? What's their exact struggles? Give them a name, a job, a background. Make sure you don't have a generic Sam, you have a specific one. Number two, the preachy approach. If your story is just a thinly veiled lecture, it won't connect. So the solution is to approach your Sam with empathy. Tell a story that helps them discover the truth rather than just forcing it on them and telling them exactly what they should do. Think about just like in real life. We don't want people to just tell us what to do. We want them to share their own experiences with us to help us understand what we should do so we can make our own decision. And then the third pitfall is the inconsistent execution. You start with a clear Sam, but as you get deeper into your story, you kind of just forget about them. So the solution is to keep your Sam's description visible while writing. Some writers even put a photo of someone who represents their Sam on their desk, and they think about that person and they're writing the story for that person. So you want to avoid these pitfalls when you're figuring out your Sam. So now that you have a basic understanding of Sam, what's an exercise you can do to start putting this in practice right now? Well, first, choose a scene or some short piece that you've already written and probably something you've written recently. Number two, define your Sam using those three levels. So go back through those three levels and think, well, who was I writing this story for? Then reread your writing from that perspective and highlight what resonates and what feels irrelevant to that Sam, and then revise it specifically as if you were telling your story to one individual person, your Sam. You'll be amazed at how this transforms your writing. If you're telling a story to an 8-year-old versus an 80-year-old, you're going to use different language, you're going to be able to use different words, you're going to explain things in a different way. Same thing as if you're telling the story to a best friend, for somebody that you've only known for a few minutes, or a coworker or your wife. Just changing who you're telling the story to automatically helps you lock in on the type of language you're using, the kind of story you're going to tell, and how you're going to present that story. And so in today's world where people are just bombarded with endless content, writing that feels deeply personal stands out. And by focusing on one reader instead of many, your writing becomes clearer, more compelling, and more resonant. And paradoxically, that's how you reach more people. So, who's your single audience member, and how will you write your next story just for them? Now, when you're writing your stories one scene at a time. A novel is basically just a collection of scenes. So, how do you know if you're writing a scene that actually works, that will actually resonate with readers and resonate with your Sam? Well, we have a free 13-point checklist that we use here at StoryGrid with our coaches and mentors in our program that will walk you through everything that your scenes need to do in order to work for your reader, to make them page-turning fiction. And you can download that for absolutely free right now at storygrid.com/checklist. So you'll get the checklist and you'll get a walkthrough on how to apply it to your own writing. So again, that's storygrid.com/checklist. If you're anything like me, you have spent a lot of time trying to learn how to write. You've probably watched a lot of these videos, you've read a bunch of books on it, maybe you've done some workshops on it, and yet you're often still getting stuck when it comes to actually applying it to your writing and seeing if your writing's getting any better. And what we found is the number one way to overcome that is to get expert one-on-one feedback, where you turn in a scene and then they read the scene and they tell you, here's what you did right, here's what you did wrong, and here's how you can get better. And that's exactly what we offer at the StoryGrid Scene Writing Workshop. Is every week for 6 weeks, you're able to turn in your writing and get one-on-one feedback from an expert. And not just that, you get training, you get put in a community of writers that are taking this seriously, you get daily exercises, so you're going to get a little bit better with your writing every single day. And there's so much more involved. And I want you to go to storygrid.com/workshop to find out more about how you can join us for our next workshop. If you want to take this idea of the SAM and keep going deeper, I recommend you learn a little bit about what we call the non-negotiable. So this is that problem you're trying to attack in your story. And this is a foundational thing when you're writing. And so there's a video up on your screen right now that will take you over so you can learn more about the non-negotiable. But either way, thanks so much for being a writer, and thanks for being a part of our community here at StoryGrid. I'll see you next time.